The name's Megara. My friends call me Meg. At least they would if I had any friends. So, did they give you a name along with all those rippling pectorals? Are you always this articulate? Hercules. I think I prefer Wonderboy. So, how did I get stuck with the pinhead with hooves? Well, you know how men are. They think no means yes, and get lost means take me, I'm yours. Don't worry. Maybe Shorty here can explain it to you later. Thanks for the offer, but you don't need to worry about me. I'm a big tough girl. Tie my own sandals and everything. Besides, as much as I appreciate the offer for a lift, somehow I don't think your Pinto likes me very much. Well, thanks for everything, Herc. It's been a real slice. Ta-ta, Wonderboy. And would you look at him go? Flying horse and the strength of 100 men, and about as sharp as a bag of rocks. Hercules. Don't recognize that name, although something about it, in his eyes, something familiar. Maybe from my youth? I don't know. Before I got into this mess. Either way, you may not have already made a name for yourself as a hero, Wonderboy, but with your knack for waltzing into a situation and making it way more complicated than it needs to be, I think you're going to fit right in with the rest of our so epic coterie of demigods and do-gooders. What am I going to tell Hades? Oh yeah, the river guardian that you sent me to get. No, he's not going to be joining. Why? Well, you see, this muscle-bound, blue-eyed, goody-two-shoes waltzed in and laid him out flat. I don't know. Maybe if I let him know about this Hercules, it'll at least win me a few points back. Get me closer to maybe getting out of this. I guess it could be worse. At least Hades is one of the more stable, less petty deities. I'd really be in trouble if I was on Aphrodite's bad side. Poseidon's. Still, something about that Wonderboy. He can't be for real. I mean, that big innocent farm boy routine. Yeah, I can see through that in a Peloponnesian minute. Those eyes, though. Megara, we've been through this before, and we promised ourselves. It's better to not open yourself up to that kind of thing again. I swear if there was a prize for rotten judgment, I'm positive I would have already won that. Meg, you promised yourself no man's worth the aggravation. Still, my head knows it, but getting my heart on board, that's the tricky part. What was that sylph said? If a man... That's right. If a man listens to his stomach, he forgets his head. If he listens to his head, he forgets his heart. And if he listens to his heart, he forgets everything. Well, newsflash. I know it's called history, but that applies to hers as well as to him's. You'd think a girl would learn. And here I thought that I was going to be the hero of my own story. I just need to try to stay out of trouble long enough to square my debt with Hades. And could be worse. I remember there was a girl, Cassandra, a priestess of Apollo. I remember seeing her when I was younger. She was blessed with the gift of prophecy. However, she also was gifted with hips, lips, and certain other bits that made Apollo want her for more than just a priest. And she kindly, politely tried to turn down his advances. But you don't say no to a deity. So he got angry and turned her gift into a curse. So now anyone who heard her prophecies would not believe them. Poor Cassandra, doomed to constantly watch people run to their own ruin, bringing about a bad end through their very efforts to avoid it, or through their own stupidity and failing to see the end coming. Then again, I'm one to talk. For all I know, she might have warned me about my previous love. I don't know, maybe she did. With both our luck, it would have been after Apollo had cursed her, and I would have failed to believe her. I remember her running around with a kid think it was the son of Daedalus. Yeah, Icarus. Flew too close to the sun. Not sure if he had it all together before that, but he definitely got a little toasted after that. Happier times. Oh, Meg. You thought you were going to be the hero of your own story. You thought you were going to march into the underworld like Orpheus to rescue her love. Except where Orpheus's story was a tragedy, you deluded yourself into thinking that your story could be a triumph. I guess we were more alike in the end than I wanted to admit. Except Orpheus, being a great musician, played a song so beautiful, the stories say, that it moved Hades, and he allowed Orpheus to return with his wife, so long as he promised that neither of them would look back until they were out of the underworld. But of course, he loved his wife so much that as soon as he was safely out of the underworld, he couldn't help but look back at her, forgetting that she still had a foot in the underworld, and so he saw her disappear. At least, his tragedy was one of two people who loved each other, whereas mine was the tragedy of learning that after I'd sold my soul to save my boyfriend's life, he ran off with someone else and left me to pay my debt to Hades alone. Well, lesson learned. Love only leads to heartbreak, and I'm done crying my eyes out. Time to get myself out of this. I'm not a damsel in distress to look to some other hero to help me get out of the mess that I got myself into. No, I'm going to have to find a way out myself. Well, I guess I better head back to Hades' court, give him the bad news about the River Guardian, and see where we're going to go to from here. Oh, would you look at this? A couple of rodents looking for a theme park. Hades imps. Look, just take me to your boss. I'm not in a mood for what you think passes for witty banter. Hades, I am sorry to say that the River Guardian, I don't think he's going to be a good fit for your uprising. Well, for starters, he doesn't really play well with others, has trouble following orders. Oh yeah, and some new wannabe hero knocked him flat on his horse's tail. So, yeah, he's out of commission. Yes, I know. I know that was part of our arrangement, but it wasn't my fault. This Wonderboy on a flying horse rode in and took the situation from bad to worse. I don't know. Some up-and-comer called Hercules. Yes, Hercules. You've heard of him? Um, that's quite the reaction. Well, regardless of whatever your imps did or didn't do, perhaps we can still make this work. Oh no, I didn't mean like that. Look, trying to get the River Guardian on your team, that was one thing. But I've sworn off manhandling. Sorry. Yes, you do own me. Yes. And when you ask, I want Wonderboy's head on a silver platter, I say medium or well done. All right. I'll help you try to, what? Find his weakness? I don't know. Seemed like his weakness to me was not being very bright. But if you want me to try to dig a little deeper, I guess I can. But I'm not going to go too far with this. I ended up indebted to you because of a man, and I'm not about to get hurt again because of another one, no matter how handsome his blue eyes are. What? I didn't say anything. Okay. Well, I think that he was headed to Thebes, wanted to make a name for himself as a hero, which means he's probably going to be pretty easy to find. Not that he is very subtle. His shoulders are so wide he probably has to turn sideways to go through a door. And other parts are quite developed as well. Nothing. All right. right then, to Thebes we go. I know I'm going to regret this. I wish I knew why he seems so familiar. With my luck, it's fate.